Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a very busy week and we're not stopping yet because this is DC Designs Harrier for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is a preview sort of copy, so thank you so much to Dean for sending this across. And we're going to check it out. Now please bear in mind this is a first look preview. I'm not going to go into everything. This is probably only my, third flight in this now. And we're in the Pimax 8Kx since I think the wide field of view really sets the scene here, especially when you're in this incredible cockpit. So at the moment we're at RAF Wittering, which seems to be a very apt place since they used to have Harriers here. This is the GR9 variant. And I'm going to attempt a VTOL takeoff. We're going to do a bit of a display and then go into a hover, then go back into forward flight, and then come in for a conventional landing. That's the plan anyway. So with that being said, let's first have a bit of a chat about how this thing looks. It's the usual sort of texture quality that DC Designs is known for. That is, it's not really high resolution, but it still looks very nice. In fact, I think they've done a good job of the Harrier here. Specifically the cockpit, it looks absolutely fantastic. But here's the thing, folks. I think they have nailed the sounds. In fact, it's definitely one of the party pieces of this release. It sounds beautiful. It really has that characteristic whine of that engine. And trust me, I will shut up in a moment so you can hear it properly. Now, before we take off, I just want to address the elephant in the room for many. There is every right for a fighter aircraft to be in Microsoft Flight Simulator. In fact, 99% of the time, real fighter jets are not in combat anyway. So it really is in some ways more realistic to fly in more peacetime conditions. Also, don't expect this to be a DCS style high fidelity study level Harrier, and the price will reflect that. Having said that, I do think, given the limitations of the host sim, that DC Designs have done a stellar job at making you feel like you're in a Harrier, and it's quite challenging to fly. It's a lot more involved than, say, the F-35, which is basically a Pentium processor with wings anyway. This has so much more character. It has custom-coded MFDs as well. And I think they've done enough here to really capture that feel of the Harrier. So I just want to get that out there straight away, folks. Right, let's go flying. And don't expect me to be amazing at this, because I really am not. It's only my second or third flight. And just to say, the nozzles are sort of changed with the prop lever axis. I think that's a great idea. You can see that moving there. Hopefully you can see the Harrier fairly close, because I am using the widest field of view setting on the Pimax today. And I've got to say, it's fantastic. It really is very cool indeed. And we're going to get airborne, or at least attempt to. Right then, let's get some flap out here. We'll set the water feed to takeoff. And here we go, folks. I'm going to shut up now and you can enjoy the sounds. Look how the gear is decompressing there. Fantastic. Look at that. Right, we're now going to transition to forward flight. I feel a bit sad really, because I really miss the Harrier. It's something I used to see quite a lot as a kid growing up. But then the government decided to sell all the Harriers we have, or most of them anyway, to the Americans. Which is a great shame. Because I think this is such an iconic British aircraft, it really is. She looks fantastic, it really does, and sounds very nice as well. Leaving the airspace, more like leaving the planet. Anyway, what we'll do now, first thing I want to say actually is this canopy in VR in the Pimax is fantastic. You can see everything. It's quite low as well, because it needs to be. because obviously this is meant for sort of VTOL ops as well, so you want to see really low to the ground. So that translates to a fantastic viewing experience, especially in VR. Frame rate is also very nice. Hopefully that's coming across on the mirror, but it might not. You never know with these things. Let's go for a bit of a fast pass now here. I must say, folks, she's fantastic to fly, and she doesn't feel like a rocket ship either, which is makes sense. You know, it's a multi-role aircraft. Listen to those sounds. Oh my god, this is great. This is a really incredible experience. This is why it's so cool to have fighter aircraft in this sim, and it's thanks to DC Designs for bringing such complex aircraft like this, because it's quite brave once again, like they did with the Concorde, to release a bird that really pushes the boundaries, not just of the sim, but of aviation in general, really, because when the Harrier was first released, I think in the 60s, wasn't it? That was a huge deal. Love the vapor effect there as well, very nice. Right folks, let's see if we can now transition into a hover. Wish me luck. I've only done this, I think, once before, and now I'm going to attempt it on video. So no doubt it's going to go very wrong, but whatever happens, it's going in a video, because I really want to show you guys that it's actually not that easy to do it right. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's much harder in DCS World. A lot harder, but at the same time you've got to make sure you get everything correct here as well. Water feed can go to landing. Now we're just going to pull the nozzles back using the prop axis and see if we can go into some sort of hover here. It's quite a strange feeling. It must have been an amazing experience to do this in real life, especially for sort of combat pilots that are so used to traditional ways of flying, and then once you get into a Harrier, my goodness me, everything changes. See if we can do a pedal turn as well. You just need to slow down a bit more. So you see, I'm actually concentrating here. Now it's not as twitchy. I don't think you have to make so many inputs as perhaps the DCS World version. I imagine this is a lot easier, but it's still a challenge. It's still something that, you know, grabs your attention, because you can mess this up actually. There we are, we're actually hovering now. We're going backwards. Let's just transition back into forward flight again. You can see the smoke there as well. I don't know how they've done that actually, because as I say, there's a lot of limitations with the sim at the moment, so to be able to achieve that is very cool indeed. Also, just to say, the HUD display is exactly like the real Harrier apparently. Now, I wouldn't know that, but they've modelled that and it's custom coded. That's quite an experience. Now admittedly that was a pretty rubbish hover, I know, but I like how it's not too easy, and I'll get better at it. It's something to practice. I really love the vapor effects. It's funny really, because even though I have the DCS Harrier and I love it, don't get me wrong, sometimes I don't want to spend hours and hours doing my checklist and learning how to fly the aircraft. In fact, I haven't flown it for a couple of months now, so I've kind of forgotten how to do it. But with this, there's just enough systems depth for me to sort of feel very authentic, yet the fun factor, and that's what DC Designs aircraft are all about really, at the end of the day, the fun factor element is right up there. And I'm telling you folks, for those of you who have VR, you're going to have the best time with this aircraft, without a doubt. Oh, she looks so good. She looks so good. Okay then, right, what we'll do then is we'll do a bit of a running and brake, although we're completely the wrong angle, but it's okay. This is just a bit of a rough first impression video today. I'm not too bothered about doing things by the book. I'm having too much fun, to be honest. Listen to that. The sound of the wind, everything is custom. Really do love the sounds. And we'll just do a sort of conventional landing to finish off this very short little preview video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I must admit, I really do like this. This is I mean, comparing this to the rest of the DC Designs fleet, I really do love the F-16. That's my personal favourite. That's because I love that aircraft in real life. But I must admit, I think this is the best they've done so far. Especially as, you know, this is a real challenge to get this working correctly in the sim. Right, we'll get some gear down, flat coming down, and we'll just do a conventional landing here. One thing I would like, actually, I don't like that shaking sound. That's an inherent sound with Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you know, you wouldn't get that shaky sound in a aircraft like this. Not like that anyway. I really like that little compass on there. I'm not sure, can you see that, guys? I'll go really close in. You see that compass? That looks amazing. And now I've overshot my target point there. And by the way, the HUD display, I really do like the way it looks. And with DLSS enabled, it still looks super sharp. Now, I'm just doing this by feel here because I'm not quite sure about the sort of approach speeds. I feel a bit fast, but let's see how we get on. Just a normal landing for now. There we go. Well, that was fantastic. I really did truly enjoy that. I think this is definitely up there with one of the best DC Designs aircraft I've seen so far. Remember, it's not study level, but don't expect it to be, especially for the price. But we don't have anything like this in Msfs, and I think it does capture the general feel of flying a Harrier. In fact, more than that really, especially with the custom coded MFDs and those sounds. Listen to this. That does sound fantastic, doesn't it? That does sound really good. Right, that's it for now, folks. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I do really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now. Oh my god. It's a bit windy. I am so down to fly this all day. That's exactly what I'm going to do. DC Designs, you've done good here.